Translation: for over 1,000 years, the shiny egg lay on the waters of the causal ocean in the lifeless state. Then the Lord entered it as Garbhodakashai Vishnu. Purport. From this verse, it appears that all the universes are floating in the causal ocean. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shimate Praladananda Swamiti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashitya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So there's not so much purport to this verse, but there's some interesting idea I was discussing yesterday with Markandeya Rishi Prabhu. So one of the point in this part is that all these energies of the Lord, they cannot do anything without the Lord. That's an interesting point. He was mentioning that also in this lila with the churning of the milk ocean. At every point, they do something and they get stuck. Then the Lord has to come in again and again and again. And here it's like, it's written in text 15 that for over 1,000 years the shiny egg lay there. So this is interesting. This reminded me of this. There's this verse from Bhagavad Gita, which says, "What are the 5 factors of action?" And these 5 factors. Out of my head, I know one, which is the most important. Because I'll just read the verse. It says, 18:14 is, the place of action, the body, the performer, the various senses, the many different kinds of endeavor, and ultimately the super soul. These are the 5 factors of action. So yes, the body has to be there, the soul has to be there to do things. Actually, the soul only desires, and the endeavor has to be there. But ultimately, it all depends on the super soul. If Krishna approves, then it's gonna happen. If not, not. So that's sometimes we take ourselves too seriously, Think, I will do things. This is like mode of passion. Like these people in the material world, in the mode of passion, they always think, I'm gonna figure things out. I'm gonna do it, and it all depends on me. They have this determination. Of course, at some point they see that it doesn't all depend on them. But that's the mentality in the mode of passion. Yeah, I will do it. Doesn't matter. I will. And also Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Prakrita Kriya Manani Guna Karmani Sarvashaha Hankara Vibhudatma Kartaham Iti Manyate. Says that the spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities that are in actuality carried out by the 3 modes of material nature. So we're not the only doer. Of course, the soul desires, and Krishna, through the material energy or spiritual energy, he fulfills the desires. If we so, they say, as if we deserve and desire and deserve. So sometimes you need to deserve also. So that's an interesting point. And this whole section of Srimad Bhagavatam is very technical. We were looking at the verse Markandeya Rishi Prabhu was reading yesterday, like these 5 elements and these other 5 elements, and if you ask this person, then it's 4 groups of 5, and if you ask these other people, then it's 5 groups of 5, and it's like that, and it's like that. And also you have at the end of this canto, you have Kapila Dev's explanation that this Mahatattva and this Pradhana and this, and from this it comes. It's like, what? And you might sometimes devotee think, what's the relevance of this? Like why all these things? Like we're worshipping Krishna in Vrindavan. No? I want to enjoy Krishna, maybe as cowherd boys, maybe with the gopis. We want to enjoy. Or at least, that you see Lord Chaitanya is always singing, dancing. We want to enjoy these kind of things. Why so much this serious stuff, Purusha avatars? Who cares? I was listening to someone was saying that this Purusha avatar, you have Mahavishnu who stays there in the causal ocean and breathes in. Many universes come in, get created and annihilated. And you think, so how can I have a relationship with Mahavishnu? If you think, he's just millions, innumerable universes get created and destroyed. He's just so big, we're like in one of these universes. There's this story about with Tamal Krishna Maharaj and Prabhupada. Tamal Krishna, probably you know it. One day, Srila Prabhupada came to Tamal Krishna Maharaj and he started to explain how all this creation is. Okay, so there's Mahavishnu and there's innumerable universes. He just breathes in and breathes out. They are created and annihilated. And then in this universe, there's so many planets, and there's some planetary systems, and then in this planetary system, there's Jambudvip, and then Bharatvarsha, and then this Earth, and on this Earth, there's this country called the United States, and then in this United States, there's so many cities, and then there's a city called Los Angeles, and in this Los Angeles there's so many streets, and one of these streets is called La Cienega Boulevard, where they had the temple there. And on this street there's so many buildings, and one of these buildings is a Hare Krishna temple, and inside is a temple commander who thinks he controls everything. That's how Prabhupada put it. Okay, Prabhu, you think you're important, but not really, not so important. So if you think from this perspective, that's the perspective. How can you have a relation with Mahavishnu? Mahavishnu is so big, like we're what, and but. Actually, the acharyas explain that for the conditioned souls, this is very important. Hearing about Virat Rupa and about the Purusha avatars, it's very important because the conditioned souls, they tend to like the material energy and they want to enjoy them. They're very attached to the material energy. And in this stage, this reading about the Purusha avatars is very important because we have to understand this energy belongs to someone. It's not just some energy there and we can... What can we do with this energy? There's some parallel. This energy is compared with a beautiful girl. So the normal conditioned person, when they see a beautiful girl, they will think, alone, without a protector, how can we enjoy her? Of course. And so that's the normal mentality. As we have the same mentality towards the material energy, naturally. Now we are devotees and we think, oh, this material energy, okay, this thing I can enjoy, this we can make sometimes. Yeah, in the early stage, you have these devotees, you're like, I think today Krishna would like some lassi. Which means that, okay, I want some lassi. And we'll offer it to Krishna. And then, but it's for me. So let's make it clear. It's because I want some lassi today. So that's our mentality. When we come to Krishna consciousness, and that's and the mentality of all the conditioned soul. And the point here with all this Purusha avatar is that no, this material energy is not without protector. This energy is Krishna's energy. There's some protector. So if you want to enjoy this material energy, you'll be in trouble. You'll have problems. Like we have a classical case, Ravana. Ravana wants to enjoy the material energy. He wants to enjoy Sita Devi. And he wants to take Sita Devi away from Lord Ramachandra, from Krishna. And it doesn't work. He tries very hard, and eventually he gets destroyed. So that's the lesson we can learn from this. That's why there's so much parts where there's this descriptions of the Purusha avatars to convince us, no, this energy is not just loose out there for me for the grabs. Okay, yeah, give. This sea is for me to swim. This food is for me to take. No, it belongs to Krishna. And of course, there's the other extreme. Say, it doesn't belong. It's not for me to grab. So, as they say. Sometimes brahmacharis like this quote from Yamunacharya, whenever he gets a thought about sex with a woman, he spits at the thought. So he doesn't understand it very properly. It's like spits whenever he sees a woman. But it's at the thought, not the woman. So the point is that we are naturally attracted to this material energy. We want to enjoy. So we can go in this direction that we try to control. Yeah, okay, I have these thoughts and I don't act. You're like, okay. Like the hand goes like, okay. Which is a good stage. But it's not the all in all. The point is that this material, this energy, and also this female energy can be very, very dangerous. Like we have the example of Vishwamrita Muni. He was like meditating for 60,000 years, and then material energy came, like a nice apsara, and he forgot everything. Very dangerous, And you can think, what is our position compared to Vishwamrita Muni? Eventually Vishwamrita Muni became the spiritual master of Lord Ramachandra. So you have these very high personalities who are trying to make some advancement, and eventually they get attracted by the material energy. You have interesting case. You have Saubhari Muni. He's meditating underwater, and he sees two fish mating. Like fish. Like what's there? Of course, we know that it's because of the offense to Garuda. But have two fish, and he's attracted. He's like, oh no, I have to get a wife. Like, what? So this, and then you have, Vaishnava culture is important because Vaishnava culture helps us to avoid this association and avoid these things and avoid putting ourselves in bad situations which we cannot control, and we try to control somehow. But how much you can control? That's not enough. You have the other example. You have you have success cases also. You have success story and you have problem stories. Vishwamrita Muni, high, very advanced. He couldn't control. You have Haridas Thakur on the other, the classic example. Someone who wasn't attracted by the female energy. He wasn't interested in controlling the material energy. Because why? Because he was thinking of Krishna. Because he was so advanced in devotional service, so he was not attracted. So that's the other part. You have, of course, Ambarish Maharaj. It's interesting, in 260, I think, in Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada gives the example Yamunacharya, and then next verse he gives the example of Ambarish Maharaj, who is also fully engaged in Krishna consciousness. So that's the point. You can try to control your involvement with the material energy, but it's not gonna work unless you are engaging yourself in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, it's not gonna work if you don't have a higher taste. So that's why it's important. Culture is important. It's very important. It's one of the things we have to have Vaishnava culture. But also, it's important to have sadhana. Because by this sadhana, we get on a higher platform and we can see things from a different perspective. And this sadhana also includes, this means sadhana and of course service. And easiest, as we said before, is preaching. If you do preaching, then it's easier to deal with many things. Like I had some interesting experiences. Sometimes in Krishna consciousness, it's not all roses. Even there's problems everywhere. So there was some very interesting situation, and at some point I would just take some books and go out. I was like, too much for me. So I would just take some books and go out. And when you come back, the situation is still there, but you couldn't care less. You're like, it's not that you couldn't care less, but you don't care anymore. You're like, yeah, it's like that. Whatever. So this helps bring yourself to a higher state of consciousness, and then to some degree you can already experience this idea. Okay, everyone is Krishna's servant. There's this saying that different persons see a woman differently. For example, a lusty man, he says, how will I enjoy her? And the dog doesn't see it. He's not so much interested. It's probably interesting, if she's dead, I can choose on her leg maybe a bit and find something. But other than that, he's not so interested. And a brahmachari sees a beautiful woman as death personified. Like, it's dangerous. Because he knows, this material energy, it's interesting. Srila Prabhupada used to tell the devotees that their problem is that they are not afraid enough of Maya. So we shouldn't ever think, that, I got it covered. No, no temptation can touch me. I'm a I'm a saintly brahmachari. As a side dish, there was I heard from Praladananda Maharaj, this Osho was a brahmachari. This famous Osho, you now probably heard of him. He's very popular in the West. He's writing these books, like about whatever. His best book is has his final teachings. Has a empty book. There's he printed a book. There's nothing on the pages. That's his final decision, final philosophy. I have no idea what's going on. And of course he says also that nobody else has, but this means at least that he doesn't have any idea what is going on. So apparently he was a brahmachari at some point, this famous Osho. And at some point he wrote in this in all the newspapers, papers in India, that he was like, that is proud brahmachari, I'm beyond, and he wrote this a challenge any woman to spend the night with me, and I will prove that I'm a fixed brahmachari. I will not be attracted. So he put this challenge, and then this famous prostitute came, and in the morning he started writing an article, Liberation Through Sex. So this very staunch brahmachari, he wasn't very convinced. So we shouldn't ever think that we are beyond, like that. Oh, this cannot touch me. Of course, we're susceptible. We're prone to fall down. So we should always be very. So this attitude is good for brahmachari. It's like, okay, this female energy dangerous. Okay, good. Okay, respectful. Yes, this very respectful, but a distance. Okay, okay, very dangerous. So this is a good attitude to have. But then you see in Haridas Thakur, he went to even next level. He says, oh, this prostitute, she came to seduce me. Okay, I'm not interested because I'm on a spiritual platform. And then he's even on the next level. He's like, but she came. Maybe I can make her a devotee. Why not? Of course, and he actually succeeded. Of course, as His Holiness Bhaktiyananda Tirtha Maharaj says, not to be imitated. He gives some examples like this of these people who managed to do something very far out, and then it's like, not to be imitated. So this is not to be, we shouldn't imitate this, but it's also a very interesting way to see that, this female energy, you go on the streets, you go in Zagreb, in the center, probably there's enough Matajis going on the streets, usually not very chaste, or very chaste dancer. But you can think, oh, actually, they are also Krishna's servants. And what can I do? Well, maybe I can help her become a devotee. Probably I will not stay and talk to her too long. But maybe I can give her a book, which is, that's quite a open topic. There's opinions on this among the devotees, if brahmachari should do that or should just... usually if you see 5 men and 1 lady, you try to approach one of the 5 men. That's because you understand that this... but maybe... Anyway, the point is that this energy, this material energy, this belongs to Krishna. And we can say, okay, this is not for me to enjoy. Or we can go to next level and say, oh, this is for Krishna's enjoyment. How can I use it for Krishna's pleasure? Like there was this, someone came to Srila Prabhupada and he was telling him, oh, I met this guru, this yogi, and whenever someone who wants to give him money, his hand goes like this, that he's not interested, like his money. And then he told this to Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada said, oh, if someone comes to give me money, I don't go like this, I go like this. yeah, give, no problem. give millions, we'll print millions of books, we'll build temples, we'll use it for Krishna's service. Because that's the point. This is Krishna's energy. We should think, oh, this is not for me to enjoy, this is the negative part, and then the positive part we should think, how can we engage it in Krishna's service? Okay, I'll stop here. Maybe, okay, I have a question for you. How, for Romanchita Prabhu, how do you deal with Matajis in Sankirtan? Do you approach Matajis? What's the...
There are different approaches. For example, Vijay Prabhu, you usually approach only souls in man's body, for example. And also when I was in India, there were more men on the street than women. Women are avoiding, because they have this culture. But here, in these areas, or if you go door to door, for example, you go door to door, you don't know who will open. Like you also said, if there's option, there are more men than women, then you first approach man, for example, in man's body. Yeah. And second thing is then another option is, mostly they are here shopping, and women, they are shopping, and more women on the street than men. You cannot, but there's not much people, you cannot there's so much to choose, Then you approach whatever is offered, Krishna offered to you. And you also you don't approach only young women, you also approach old. You have this whole picture. This now young, but after him this old. You see the old ones you apply. But you have, for example, you have mother and daughter. See, this daughter is now beautiful, and you will like her mother now in old age. You will the same, this philosophy, this body is changing, Then, but you don't say as much is needed to offer the book, whatever, and you don't flatter, you don't chat. Then becomes sense gratification. You are protected. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Stamita is offering this boon. If you preach Krishna consciousness, you will be protected. But when you start enjoying, then protection goes. Then you know no protected. You go out of protection. And that's why you have to be all the time aware. Why you're out? You have to always be careful, because you do a few mistakes. A few mistakes. And also Guru Maharaj warned me. Also give one lecture, false compassion. It's called false compassion. I will save this one soul, in the woman's body. I will save that, but you don't save you, our business. You don't save her, but she saves you. In a different sense, We have to be careful. Bound to be all the time respectful, polite, nice. And I don't hate women. It is another opposite. And brahmacharis who hate women or sannyasi, whatever, it's not healthy attitude. We will see every woman as mother or the gopis of Krishna, whatever spiritual sense, through the eyes of knowledge.
Okay, thank you for this addition.
Well, on that point, I think we should be careful about such statements. You said that brahmachari sees woman as that personified.
Yeah.
Where is this from?
I have to ask Maharaj is quoting this. No, the point that personified means that because he knows that he has this tendency to be attracted, then he knows if he is staying too close, he will be attracted, and it can cause his fall down. So that's the meaning. It's not that it's not that it can be deadly for his spiritual life. I'll give you an example. Yeah, we had an interesting devotee, and we were going for Sankirtan, and he was really good at Sankirtan. But so he would go for Sankirtan. He would meet this nice girl. He would talk with her half an hour, and then he was like, was coming and like, Mukunda, she was so spiritual. Like, he was completely bewildered, like looking at you, like, what's wrong with you, man? I was like, just wake up, because I knew him. So that's the point, that it can be very damaging, and in this present, that's the famous the butter and the fire. The butter gets melted, and it's and you have cases, like that. This energy is attractive, and then you're attracted, and you're like, and then you wake up after 10 years. Oh, there was some idea. Oh, there was some Krishna. So in that sense, it's dangerous. Not that
because the reading looks that women should be seen as mothers, not as that personified.
Yeah.
So I was just saying we should be careful about such statements. Maybe we can even heard that Prabhupada somewhere said something like that, but this is more like contextually, with some maybe joking mood or something. But
yeah, I will have to ask for the reference to that, but it's not in a disrespectful way, that's not the point. The point is that it can disturb, and when you better stay respectful distance. And that's the point. Yeah. Okay.
So one question you ask rhetorically. How can you worship? How can you have a relationship with Mahavishnu? But we see in the Vaishnava tradition, different sampradayas in India, there are so many temples of Mahavishnu. And so, does this mean that these Vaishnavas are doing something wrong, or?
No, it's just usually, at least in our sampradaya, of course, all worships of. But usually in our sampradaya we more or less promote Krishna in Vrindavan, and this is it's sweeter. It's not you cannot have friendly relationships with Mahavishnu. You cannot be a friend of Mahavishnu. So there's some awe, reverence, and some distance. Like some. There's this example when Gop Kumara goes in Dwaraka, I think, or Mathura, in the spiritual world. And Gop Kumara is in this mood of a cowherd boy. And he sees Krishna there and he's like, yeah, hey, man, what's up? I don't know exactly, I don't remember exactly what. But he was in this mood, oh, hey, Krishna, oh, let's enjoy. And everyone is like, hey, Prabhu, this is not not the attitude towards Krishna in Dwarka. He's the king. You know? So in that sense, relationships with Lord Vishnu, they're based on respect. So especially in our sampradaya, where we promote Krishna in Vrindavan, then from
You can have a relationship.
of course. Of course, all these sampradayas, they are bona fide. You know, we have 4 bona fide sampradayas. Okay, it was like more like, but it's less sweet. I mean, this also depends, because it's said that whatever devotee in the spiritual world, from some perspective, you can say. There's Dasya and Sakya and Vatsalya and Madhurya is the top. But for every devotee, whatever rasa he is in, that's the best for him, and he's completely satisfied. The cowherd boy don't think, for me, I would like to be a gopi, you know. No, they are completely happy, and they don't think, this is level up, I could be a gopi. You know? Also, Hanuman, he doesn't think he wants to be a servant of Lord Ramachandra. He doesn't want to be a friend of Lord Ramachandra. He doesn't want to be anything else. So, from that perspective, also every devotee, they have a spiritual position, and they are completely happy in that. Okay, I think we should stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki